Hello, students of class 10. Today we are going to see chapter 10, Natural Vegetation. So, in that, the last topic we are going to discuss today, that is Draft National Forest Policy. Draft National Policy 2018 aims at sustainable forest management by incorporating elements of ecosystem security, climate change, develop forest cover, and strengthening the overall economical balance. So here government has made these policies to emphasize on sustainable forest management in order to conserve and expand forest reserves and to meet the needs of the local people. Okay, so the objectives of this policy are: the overall objective and goal of the policy is to safeguard the ecological balance and livelihood of people of the present and future generations based on sustainable management of forest. So here government through this policy they are safeguarding the ecological balance. Okay, and for the livelihood of people of present and for the future they want to safeguard the ecological balance here. Next, the country should have a minimum of one third of total land area under forest and tree cover and two-thirds in the hills and mountainous regions, so that this will help to prevent soil erosion and land degradation and ensure the stability of the fragile ecosystem. Then maintenance of health of forest vegetation and forest soils for enhancing water supplies through recharge of underground aquifers and regulation of surface water flow. So here you can see if forest is there and forest soil, it will help the underground water table to increase, isn't it? So that there will be regular supply of water. Next, based on this draft policy, the government has initiated the following measures. So in that, first one is social forestry. So it refers to the management and protection of forest and afforestation on barren lands with the purpose of helping in the environmental, social and rural development. So here you can see government through social forestry, they are making the people to plant the trees on the barren lands or on the wastelands, so that those lands may be converted into afforestation. Understood? So we'll see social forestry or is forestry for community development. So it consists of restoration, reallocation, reorganization of existing forest lands for the total development of the land and the people living on it. Next point, joint management of the forest and its production processes and developing the socio-economic structure that makes the above two possible. So here social forestry is people oriented. So value based joint management of forests with the major objective of satisfying the needs, wants and aspirations of both people and government. Okay, that's why it is social forestry. It embraces almost a limitless range of activities on uncultivated land or barren or wasteland, and thus reduces the pressure on the nation's forest resources. So people, they they can decrease the destruction of the nation's forest resources if they plant trees on the wastelands. Social forestry is also known as extension forestry, mind forestry, tree farming, and Vanamahotsava, etc. Okay. So most of these names, what they are indicating? They are indicating utility of forest features of social forestry. Okay, so by planting trees on the wasteland, people can make use of the forest there. Understood? So that they will not destroy much the nation's forest resources. Next, we'll see objectives of social forestry. The main objectives of social forestry are providing fuel, wood, fodder for cattle, timberland, minor forest products to rural people. So here you can see it is recommended by the National Commission on Agriculture. Okay. So from the social forestry they provide fuel wood, that is to burn the fire. Woods are provided, and fodder for cattle, then timber and minor forest products to rural people. So these are supplied from social forestry. Next, you can see utilizing the available land according to its productivity capacity. So how much the land can produce, that much they can plant the trees in that land and utilize it. Developing local cottage industries by providing raw materials. So people can plant the plants which are like raw materials for cotton, small cottage industries. So that type of plants also can be planted. Providing effective conservation of soil and water, providing employment opportunities to rural people, then increasing agricultural production by using cow dung as manure, fulfilling the recreational needs of the people, improving the aesthetic scene of area. So you, when you plant the plants on the barren land or the wasteland, even after the plants coming over there, it looks very beautiful, isn't it? So achieving all round rural development as a part of integrated rural development program. So these are the objectives of social forestry. Next we'll see features of social forestry. raising plantations by local people's participations. So here local people are planting the trees in their areas, taking the pressure off the forest and making use of all unused and fallow land. So here people, by planting trees on the barren or fallow lands, they can give less pressure on the forest because they can make use of the plants which are grown on the fallow land. Next, letting local socio-economic conditions govern the structure and function of the forestry. Ensuring quick benefits, sustainable forestry along with the short crop rotation, making use of easy implementation technology. So they can even grow short crops also, okay, in between the trees here. Distributing the benefits derived from such projects equally among the people and socio-economically backward people. So here the people, they are getting benefit out of this. So under this project they can distribute the benefit or the income between them so that they can come up in their life. Next we'll see agroforestry. Agroforestry is a part of social forestry only and represents the intermediate stage between forest and agriculture. Okay, they are like intermediates between social forestry and forest. So agroforestry refers to sustainable system of managing a piece of land through combined production of agricultural crops and forest crops and animal rearing to ensure the most efficient land use under a management system in accordance with social cultural practices of local people. Okay, so here you can see that in agroforest it refers to intermediate of social forestry as well as forest, isn't it? So in the piece of land they can grow plants as well as they can grow agricultural crops also, that is forest crops as well as agricultural crops plus animal rearing also they can do. That's why it is called agroforestry, agricultural related plus forest related, both you can grow in this piece of land. So next we'll see objectives of agroforestry. To reduce pressure or natural forest for obtaining timber as well as non-timber forest products. So why agroforestry is encouraged? Because to reduce pressure on natural forest for obtaining timber. So in order to take timber, what people they'll do, they will destroy the natural forest, isn't it? So reduce that pressure. In agroforestry you can see the timber related plants are planted here. Okay, so people, when the plant grows into the tree, they can make use of that timber, as well as they grow the products of forest which are available in this piece of land. To check soil erosion and to maintain the natural fertility of the soil. So when the land was barren, you can see more soil erosion would have been taken place there, isn't it? So in that piece of land, when we plant the trees, you can check the soil erosion as well as you can maintain the natural fertility of the soil. To maintain ecological balance along with proper utilization of farm resources. To make the best use of all the available resources like land, manpower, livestock, etc., to obtain a variety of forest products such as food, fuel, fodder, livestock, recreation, and a variety of forest products sustainable from the same land. So here agroforestry is different from the traditional forestry in the sense that is not vulnerable to population stresses. Okay, so here agroforestry is different from traditional forestry. So it is created in accordance with the socio-cultural practices of population. In fact, agroforestry coordinates with local population and reduces the pressure of population on traditional forestry. So here you can see agroforestry means it coordinates with local people so that it can reduce the pressure of population on traditional forestry. That is, when the people they grow plants in the barren lands, what will happen? The pressure on the natural forest can be reduced. That is, the local people they can make use of the timber or other forest products from the barren land where they grow various trees. Okay, so I hope this topic is clear to you all. So children, go through this topic, that is natural vegetation, and read the chapter thoroughly. Thank you, children.